All right, this is the setup we have. We have regular flour, and then we have organic whole wheat flour, which you can use up to 10% of this. We have our starter, which I just pulled from. We have a measuring scale, and then I've already mixed the starter with some warm water. So now we are measuring 500 grams of flour, but we're gonna do 10% of the whole wheat. So we're gonna do 50 and 450. So I zero this out first, and then it is easier if you get like a tablespoon because you can use the scale because once in another dish, because once you add it, you can't unadd it, if that makes sense, if you put it directly into the substance. So it's better to do it in here, and then you can always take away. Okay, so I'm at 51, 52. So we're gonna take just a little bit out. I know I'm being psycho. Okay, 50, okay. And then I'm gonna add 450 of this. So it's going to be like all of it. Whoop, 500, there it is, 500. Okay, so yay. So now we don't need the scale anymore until we do the salt. But on reading online and asking AI, it said you should wait about an hour before you add the salt. So we're gonna try that today. There are some good mixing tools for this part. I don't have them. My sister said she's gonna get me some. She's got me addicted to this. So right now I'm just gonna use my hands. And you want it nice and shaggy. That is the goal. Oh, I lost flour. Sorry. But it is better when your hands are a little wet and the water is warm. It's very therapeutic, actually. I am making bread. We are baking bread. It's interesting because baking bread was a phrase that came to us in December as like a saying of this year. And what it really means is that the world can have all this heat going on around it, a lot of tension, a lot of pressure, a lot of, you know, things that feel kind of chaotic, but you just rise. You just sit there and you withstand the heat, 500 degrees, right? And you just wait. Like this process is like 6 hours twice where you're just waiting, or you're waiting 30 minutes, then you're folding, and you're waiting 30 minutes, then you're folding. Because you don't need to do much other than wait and serve God and just wait for the timing to be right and not allow all the pressures that are coming in around you to change your shape and to change your mission. So baking bread is a big theme for this year and something, yeah, to highlight. So the fact that I'm doing it now is kind of a big deal because I feel like it's happening. We're baking bread, baby. We're baking bread. All right, so she is nice and shaggy. All the flour's on, so now we wait. You can put a wet towel over it. Not too wet, but just kind of cover it and sit for an hour before you add the salt. We're gonna add 10 grams of salt next. And I would turn the phone off, but I can't because my hands are dirty. This is why you have tools, but if you don't have them, it's okay.